today's ceremony, and thank you for attending. My name is William Carl. I'm the president of the Collier County Veterans Council. We're here to honor our service members and to remember the sacrifices they've made. Let's all honor our fallen heroes and remember their achievements, courage, and dedication, and say thank you. We stand in the midst of patriots and the family and friends of those who have nobly served. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to those fallen heroes and to the servicemen and women who are all here as well. The service members we honor came from all walks of life, but they shared several fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty, and integrity. All the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways. In extreme times, they rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect a nation which has given them so much. Millions of Americans have fought and died on the battlefields here and abroad to defend our freedom and way of life. Our troops continue to make the ultimate sacrifices, and even as we lose troops, Americans step forward to say, "I'm ready to serve." They follow in the footsteps of generations of fine Americans. The idea for Memorial Day, originally called Decoration Day, arose from the ashes from the Civil War. Following the Civil War, at least 620,000 Americans, both Union and Confederate, had been killed through the course of war. Although there are different versions on how Memorial Day began, one story goes, the grieving families, both Northern and Southern, began decorating the graves of their lost soldiers with flowers and wreaths. These informal honors led to the first formal Memorial Day observance in Waterloo, New York on May 5th, 1866. Congress officially recognized Memorial Day as a federal holiday in 1887. Since then, each passing year, we have honored our troops. We have awarded medals to many soldiers, added their names to monuments and buildings for them, to honor them for their bravery. But nothing can ever replace the hole left behind from a fallen service member. And no number of medals or ribbons can comfort those left behind. We will see that today with the big patriots that we have over here in this tent. There's a lot of people that are considered the Gold Star mothers. All have lost somebody due to this conflict. I'd like to ask all service members and veterans who are here to please stand. Every one of you, please stand so you can be seen. Every service member. We thank you for answering the call to duty. You have made the armed forces the most respected in the world. Thank you, and have a seat. Now, could right now I get all family members of anyone who served, whether that service member was a grandfather, a grandmother, a mother, a father, a husband, a wife, a son, or a daughter, to also please stand. That should be almost everybody here just about. We know you live through difficult times and often take a heavy load to keep the home fires burning. We thank each and every one of you. Please be seated. Today, people throughout the country will gather together to remember, to honor, and to pay gratitude to those who have served our country. Our gathering is just one small spark in the flame of pride that burns across the nation on every day. It's not a lot, but in one way, a small way, we can honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice so we can live in freedom. Your presence here today and the people gathered all across America is a tribute to those lost troops and their families. It is a way to say we remember, and we will never forget. From the soldiers who shivered and starved through the winter of Valley Forge, through the doughboys crouched to the muddy trenches of France, to the platoons who patrolled the hazy jungles of Vietnam, to the young men and women patrolling the mountains of Afghanistan, we remember and honor you all. Thank you. Everyone, please stand. Sergeant Frank Kerr, Mass and Post Colors. Marine Corps League, please play tribute to our fallen with a rifle salute. Let's welcome Bree Bear, wife of retired U.S. Army veteran, to sing Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils and snares, we already come. 'Twas grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, with numberless days to sing God's praise. Then when we first begun.
For that, home!
I would like to welcome Pastor Treglown from the Faith Lutheran Church to lead us with the invocation.
Your turn. Stay ready.
Oh God, today we are here to honor those who have served our country and have given their lives so that we may proudly stand here and still live in freedom. Remembering those who have passed is only half of the task that is before us today. We must also carry their love, honor, and duty forward to the future generations that will pass. Our children must know who they were, what they did, and why they did it. To do anything less will be a disservice to their sacrifice and their memories. Those that are gone created a clear pathway for us to continue on. We must never waver from that path of freedom and democracy. Take their memories, take their dreams, and walk forward shouldering the cause of freedom. Carry it high and proud. They did. And now you must walk forward for them and for our children. Amen.
Corporal Francis Ted Moore, U.S. Marine Corps, please give the reading of General Order 11.
The 30th day of May, 1868, is designated for the purpose of strewing with flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who died in defense of their country during the late rebellion, and whose bodies now lie in almost every city, village, and hamlet churchyard in the land. In this observance, no form of ceremony is prescribed, but posts and comrades will, in their own way, arrange such fitting services and testimonials of respect as circumstances may permit. We are organized, comrades, as our regulations tell us, for the purpose, among other things, of preserving and strengthening those kind and fraternal feelings which have bound together soldiers, sailors, and Marines who united to suppress the late rebellion. What can aid more to assure this result than cherishing tenderly the memory of our heroic dead, who made their breasts a barricade between our country and its foes. Their soldier lives were the reveille of freedom to a race in chains, and their deaths the tattoo of rebellious tyranny in arms. We should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. All that the consecrated wealth and taste of a nation can add to their adornment and security is but a fitting tribute to the memory of her slain defenders. Let no wanton foot tread rudely on such hallowed grounds. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and fond mourners. Let no vandalism of avarice or neglect, no ravages of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten as a people the cost of a free and undivided republic. If other eyes grow dull, other hands slack, and other hearts cold in the solemn trust, ours shall keep it well as long as the light and warmth of life remain to us. Let us then, at the time appointed, gather around their sacred remains and garland the passionless mounds above them with the choicest flowers of springtime. Let us raise above them the dear old flag they saved from dishonor. Let us, in this solemn presence, renew our pledges to aid and assist those whom they have left among us as a sacred charge upon a nation's gratitude, the soldiers and sailors, widow and orphan. It is the purpose of the Commander-in-Chief to inaugurate this observance with the hope that it will be kept up from year to year, while a survivor of the war remains to honor the memory of his departed comrades. He earnestly desires the public press to lend its friendly aid in bringing to the notice of comrades in all parts of the country in time for simultaneous compliance herewith. Department commanders will use efforts to make this order effective. By order of John A. Logan, Commander-in-Chief.
Now if we could have the Boy Scouts Alligator District to come up here to the front and center. Could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor guard, halt, left, face, present, halt.
Let us welcome Bree Bear with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right, face, forward, halt.
Let's all welcome Nora Vetter, high school junior, for a special reading.
2 years ago, I visited the Korean Memorial in Washington, D.C., and as I slowly walked past the 19 statues, I was profoundly impacted by the engraved quote, "Freedom is not free." This message has resonated with me as I continue to comprehend the numerous sacrifices that our service men and women make each and every day. Since participating in the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project, I have realized that the military is much more than overseas combat. The service is about camaraderie and selflessness. Recently, I interviewed Steve Stivers, a Bronze Star Brigadier General and current Ohio Congressman, and inquired what courage meant to him. He swiftly replied that courage is the ability to do the right thing in the face of fear and pressure. Those in uniform do not hesitate when confronted with a challenge. Rather, they place others before themselves in order to accomplish the task at hand. On Memorial Day, we honor those who have given their lives so that we may enjoy rights that millions of people around the world are denied. With that in mind, I am grateful for the men and women who are currently serving, the veterans here today, and most importantly, the valiant heroes who have given the ultimate sacrifice for a nation founded on the ideals of patriotism, equality, justice, and freedom.
At this time, I'm adding a few names of service members who are not here with us today the physical way, but in spirit, which I feel is relevant to today's ceremony. Please remain silent while reading of the names. Earl Hodges, U.S. Merchant Marines, World War II and Korean War. William Hale, Colonel, U.S. Army, World War II, D-Day War. Robert Cruz, Sergeant, U.S. Army. Armand Blanchette, U.S. Navy, World War II. Ronell Cook, Petty Officer, U.S. Navy, World War II. Lawrence O'Day, Corporal, U.S. Army, Michigan Action, Korean War, Uncle of Heather Chorus. Tim Timrud, Master Sergeant, U.S. Marine, World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam. Anthony Joseph Maines, U.S. Army, Korean War. James Davis, Petty Officer, U.S. Navy, Vietnam. Michael Halpert, Petty Officer, U.S. Navy. Jim Elson, Captain, U.S. Army. Shane Duffy, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Brandon Gordon, Specialist, U.S. Army, Operation Enduring Freedom. Mark Scialdo, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army, Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. Stephen Taylor Hayes, Specialist, U.S. Army, Operation Enduring Freedom. Austin Ruiz, Lance Corporal, U.S. Marine, son of Nell and Shira. This list grows on a daily basis, so I cannot mention them all. So if you can, please take time after the ceremony to pay your respects to the fallen soldiers throughout the cemetery. You are looking for a specific family military service member, Hodges Memorial staff will happily be able to help you locate them. The Boy Scouts and the JROTC have volunteered on their day off to mark the grounds with the markers and the American flag to help you locate some of these veterans. Special guests here that are with us today, Thelma Hodges, wife of Earl Hodges, Polly Cruz and the Gold Star Mothers of Southwest Florida, the Peter Thomas family, the Ruiz family, Nell and Shira, the Scialdo family, Marshall and Susan, Joan Colosimo, Southwest Florida, Blue Star Mothers of America, his proud mother whose son and daughter is currently serving our country. The Daughters of the American Revolution, Big Cypress chapter, thank you for the kind donations. Mike O'Day, U.S. Army, National Guard, World War II, Distinguished Service Cross Medal recipient. Wayne Smith and Lois Boland, Spirits of 45 and Veterans Military Alliance. Debbie and Sean Lux, Directors of Collier County Honor Flight. We have so many special guests with us today. I cannot add these to the list at this time. But the important guest today is you. That's every one of you that are here today. You are important in this chief's eyes, believe me. And thank you very much for coming. Thank you all. The White Doves of Naples, in honor of Lance Corporal Ruiz, will release the white doves. And I believe a family member is going to be releasing the dove. And that would be April Ruiz.
I am free. Don't grieve for me, for now I am free. I'm following the path God has chosen. You see, I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and left it all. I couldn't stay another day. To laugh, to love, to work, to play. Task left undone must stay that way. If my party